To use the push feature, we will need to have loaded a main scenario and a comparison scenario. Our main scenario will be baseline.p2k, and our comparison scenario will be southeastextension.p2k. The comparison scenario has the same pipes and nodes as the main scenario, but contains an additional subdivision and an additional overhead storage tank. Let's say our initial task was to model this extension, but now we have been told that the overhead storage tank has been funded ahead of time, and now we need to have it present in both scenarios. In other words, we will need to copy and paste the tank from Southeast Extension to baseline. We could do this manually, but the push feature is more convenient, especially for large numbers of pipes and nodes. But for this example, we'll start simply by pushing the tank from the comparison scenario to the main scenario. The first thing to do is to swap the scenarios. So Southeast Extension.p2k is now the main scenario. Next, we'll go to the Edit tab, where we want to push this tank from Southeast Extension.p2k to baseline.p2k. Performing a push moves the selected pipes and any connecting nodes. So if you want to push a certain node, be certain that one of the connecting pipes is also selected for the push. When we click on Step 1, we are given instructions on how to perform the push. The instructions tell us that we need to go to the Map tab and enter Group Mode, so we can select the pipes and nodes we want to push. We could select the nodes and pipes by clicking on them individually to add them to a group, or by drawing a group polygon or a group box. Also, before we add pipes or nodes to our group, if there are pre-existing selections, we can use this button to clear them. Then, for this example, we'll just click on the nodes and pipes we want. Now we can skip Step 2 and go to Step 3, which is to do the push. But before we click the button, we need to decide if we want to save any changes we may have made to the main scenario up to this point. There are none, so we don't have to worry about it for this example, but it's important to be certain before we perform the push, since this feature opens both models in sequence and any unsaved changes will be lost. So, clicking on the button, we can see that there's a warning message, but as we discussed, we can just say yes. Next, we'll see a preview of the results of the push. And we'll be asked to verify that these are okay. If they don't look right, we don't have to retain them, which would mean clicking on the Step 4 button to go back without saving the changes. But in this example, the results look fine, so we'll click the button for Step 4 and choose the option to save changes to the comparison system and go back to the main system. Now we see that the tank has been duplicated within the baseline scenario, and we can swap scenarios again if we need to keep editing. So there's an example of using the push feature versus doing a direct edit. We selected our single pipe and single node manually, but if we wanted to push this entire subdivision, it would probably be best to draw a group polygon instead. A final word of caution about the push feature. We have showed you how to push an unmatched node and pipe from the main scenario to the first comparison scenario. But what if there was a matching pipe with a parameter difference that needed to be pushed? At this point, you would need to select the pipe and its match, along with the nodes on either end of the pipe, in both the main scenario and the comparison scenario to complete the process.